Lost in Seattle, man. Episode, what is this now? 22?
I think it's 23.
No, all right. I'll find out in the title. But hey, man, how y'all doing, man? It's Lost in Seattle. With another episode, we're going to speak on some topics. A lot of stuff came down the pike this week. A lot of the stuff that we knew was coming months ago, they finally had the kahunas, the testicular fortitude to finally do it because they got that last remnant. They ain't willing to fold, bend or break. Then again, a lot of people did fold, bend, and break. We'll get to that.
According to them, 160 million Americans
Something like that.
have folded.
Yeah. So, we still on quote-unquote vacation. So please, the sound might be a little off in these, but yeah, you should. Hopefully, the content is enough to enjoy it. First, we're going to start with the unfortunate news about the actor Michael K. Williams. He passed away a couple of days ago, or at least they found him. Passed away in his home, if I'm not mistaken. There was a lot of roles he did that I didn't really enjoy, but it's not about that. I do want to talk about the backlash that came to 50 Cent. 50 Cent took the man's death to promote his TV show, Raising Kanan, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time, well, that's not the first time. One of the few instances where he was forced to delete a post.
Never got back to Chelsea Handler on what she said about him.
Yeah, it amazes me how whenever one of these people say something to him, he'll just, brush it off and just keep talking his shit. But Chelsea Handler said something to him, and he
No, let's be
apologized.
particular. When black people say something to him.
Yeah, put a little bit away. So yeah, I don't know. For some reason, Chelsea Handler, he willing to fold for her. He apologized and moved on.
Chelsea Handler got them tapes.
I forgot, what did he say that made her say something to him? I forgot what he was talking about.
I forgot too.
Yeah. But somebody else made comments on the death of Michael K. Williams, who allegedly passed away due to drug usage. I think they said fentanyl might have been the reason.
They always pass away
Alone on drugs.
Alone on drugs.
A lot of celebrities pass away that way. They say, at least.
Mm.
But Akon came out. Akon and Young Jeezy.
Oh, how's this city coming along?
Oh, yeah. He gave a lot of those people to like, to see, and he telling black Americans they need to come to Africa and,
And we need to get over slavery too. He said that.
Yeah, So,
Rapper Akon.
let me show you. So Akon came out with, some comments about Michael K. Williams. You see here, rapper Akon says Michael K. Williams' death proves rich and famous struggle more than poor people.
You shouldn't have said that.
I feel like when people make comments like this, it's not ignorance, because he wasn't always rich. I don't know if when you become wealthy, you become out of touch with reality, with the reality of other people, should I say. But to make comments like this is so inflammatory. It's like, let's be honest, for the past, 3 to 4 years, Akon been talking a lot of crazy shit. I wouldn't even say crazy shit. He's been saying a lot of things that he feels, which is his right, that make you look at him a certain way. I don't know. Is Akon still living in America?
Well, he shouldn't be. He should be in Africa. He's building a country in it's either Senegal or Sierra Leone.
A city.
A city,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Not a country, a city.
Because
They will correct my ass in the comment section.
You don't know the difference between a country and a continent.
Oh,
here
Lord, it's
this
Africa.
shit.
Jesus.
Oh, Black America, we just so damn stupid. We don't know what a
It's so
country
ignorant.
is. We don't know what a country is, a continent is.
We don't know what a damn county is. We have counties here in the States.
I think they have. I don't know. They have I guess they would say they have cities and And what's the call of it? They don't like for you to call it that.
We have streets.
Oh, here you go.
We have
all right. Next time, let's
cities
move on.
within counties, counties within states,
All right, so let's go ahead and hear what
states within the country.
there you go. Let's see what Akon had to say about Michael K.
What?
Williams and the struggle, the difference between poor and rich people.
Famous and the rich are
No, dude, the famous and the rich go through more issues than the.
Hold on. Let me make sure this is turned. Yeah, let me make sure this is turned up. Start it again.
famous and the rich are going
No,
through it.
dude, the famous and the rich go through more issues than the poor. You know, when they say more money, more problems, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a real thing. So we got to check up on each other, man. Make sure everybody's sound. You know, state of mind is intact, family's good, and we figure it out. Me personally, I would advise anyone who's on any kind of drugs of that nature, man, to just let it go. There's other ways to cope with issues and challenges in your life besides drugs and alcohol.
And can I just ask, since you said that you've always been drug free, what do you do to famous and the rich or
So right there, the only thing he said that was strange was that rich people struggle more than poor people.
Mm.
He took simplicity, which would be the poor life, as easier. Things can be simple and difficult. A relationship with a woman is simple, but it's not easy. It's not a complicated thing. It should be pretty simple, but it's not easy. You know, dealing with certain issues in life can be very simple, but it's not easy. So I don't understand why he decided to push this narrative now that rich people have it harder in life than poor people.
Well, if you go to Kevin Samuels on if we were talking about relationships factor, it's women respect men who have power and status.
More.
So if you're poor and you have a wife,
You have to deal with more.
you got to deal with more.
Once again, it should be simple, but it's not easy. The wealthier you are, the more simple things should become, honestly.
But on the flip side, they're saying you have to deal with more how am I gonna phrase this?
It seems to me all you have to deal with is saying no more.
No more. You probably get bored more.
Do you? I can go wherever I want to go. I can do whatever I want.
But they said I have so much money, I can get whatever I want. I'm bored.
No, I think a poor person is way more bored. You have to find a way to make your porch in your backyard, if you got one, interesting. I mean, we got people standing outside of the corner stores on the corner, and that's enjoyable for them. If I could stand on the corner and drink a 40 and have a fun day, if I have $1 million, I'm pretty sure I can find something to do.
Well, some people say the lifestyle gets boring.
Nah, I think there's people who are boring people. You know, I'm just what I think. I think only way you could be bored as a wealthy person is if you're a boring person. You would think if you gain more money, you would be more. I don't want to say life of the party, but you would just find yourself in more interesting situations, wouldn't you? If you get more money, I mean, I ain't saying one of the people that decide to go skydiving and climbing mountains and stuff, but if you got more money, you have more access to certain things. So how are you bored? You're just a boring person.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, Akon made his comments. RP to Michael K. Williams. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the mainstay or the main topic.
Mr. Joe Biden.
It finally popped off. We knew it was coming.
If I can put my damn hands on him,
We knew it was coming. As you can see here, sweeping new vaccine mandates for 100 million Americans. Listen, man, that's a big deal. This is a big deal. This is no small feat. So basically now, before it was government workers, you had to be tested or you had to be vaccinated. And it was like, all right, you might have to go through this bullshit of getting tested twice a week.
but now
you have to be vaccinated.
You got to be vaccinated.
Now there are some areas where you still can be tested or vaccinated.
He's trying to make it where if you have 100 or more employees, that they have to be vaccinated, but he still said or the testing too.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and play his some of his speech here. Y'all can hear what he had to say.
While the vaccines provide strong protection for the vaccinated, we read about and hear about and we see the stories of hospitalized people on their deathbeds among the unvaccinated over the past few weeks. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And it's caused by the fact that despite America having unprecedented and successful vaccination program, despite the fact that for almost 5 months, free vaccines have been available in 80,000 different locations, we still have nearly 80 million Americans who have failed to get the shot. And to make matters worse, there are elected officials actively working to undermine the fight against COVID-19. Instead of encouraging people to get vaccinated and mask up, they're ordering mobile morgues for the unvaccinated dying from COVID in their communities. This is totally unacceptable. Third, if you wonder how all this adds up, here's the math. The vast majority of Americans are doing the right thing. Nearly 3/4 of the eligible have gotten at least one shot, but 1/4 has not gotten any. That's nearly 80 million Americans not vaccinated. And a country as large as ours, that's 25% minority. That 25% can cause a lot of damage, and they are. The unvaccinated overcrowd our hospitals, are overrunning emergency rooms and intensive care units, leaving no room for someone with a heart attack or pancreatitis or cancer. And fourth, I want to emphasize that the vaccines provide very strong protection from severe illness from COVID-19. I know there's a lot of confusion and misinformation, but the world's leading scientists confirm that if you are fully vaccinated, your risk of severe illness from COVID-19 is very low. So here's where we stand. The path ahead, even with the Delta variant, is not nearly as bad as last winter. But what makes it incredibly more frustrating is that we have the tools to combat COVID-19, and a distinct minority of Americans, supported by a distinct minority of elected officials, are keeping us from turning the corner. These pandemic politics, as I refer to, are making people sick, causing unvaccinated people to die. We cannot allow these actions to stand in the way of protecting the large majority of Americans who have done their part and want to get back to life as normal. As your president, I'm announcing tonight a new plan to require more Americans to be vaccinated to combat those blocking public health. First, we must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. Of the nearly 80 million eligible Americans who have not gotten vaccinated, many said they were waiting for approval from the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Well, last month, the FDA granted that approval. So, the time for waiting is over. This summer, we made progress through the combination of vaccine requirements and incentives, as well as the FDA approval. 4 million more people got their first shot in August than they did in July. But we need to do more. This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you. My job as president is to protect all Americans. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week. Some of the biggest companies are already requiring this. United Airlines, Disney, Tyson's Food, and even Fox News. The bottom line, we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers. We're going to reduce the spread of COVID-19 by increasing the share of the workforce that is vaccinated in businesses all across America. My plan will extend the vaccination requirements that I previously issued in the healthcare field. Already, I've announced we'll be requiring vaccinations of all nursing home workers who treat patients on Medicare and Medicaid because I have that federal authority. Tonight, I'm using that same authority to expand that to cover those who work in hospitals, home health care facilities, or other medical facilities, a total of 17 million healthcare workers. If you're seeking care at a health facility, you should be able to know that the people treating you are vaccinated. Simple, straightforward, period. Next, I will sign an executive order that will now require all executive branch federal employees to be vaccinated, all. And I've signed another executive order that will require federal contractors to do the same. If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated. If you want to do business with the federal government, vaccinate your workforce. And tonight, I'm removing one of the last remaining obstacles that make it difficult for you to get vaccinated. The Department of Labor will require employers with 100 or more workers to give those workers paid time off to get vaccinated. No one should lose pay in order to get vaccinated or take a loved one to get vaccinated. Today, in total, the vaccine requirements in my plan will affect about 100 million Americans. My message to unvaccinated Americans is this: what more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see? We've made vaccinations free, safe, and convenient. The vaccine has FDA approval. Over 200 million Americans have gotten at least one shot. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us. So please do the right thing. But just don't take it from me. Listen to the voices of unvaccinated Americans who are lying in hospital beds, taking their final breath saying, if only I'd gotten vaccinated. The second piece of my plan is continuing to protect the vaccinated. For the vast majority of you who have gotten vaccinated, I understand your anger at those who haven't gotten vaccinated. I understand the anxiety about getting a breakthrough case. But as the science makes clear, if you're fully vaccinated, you're highly protected from severe illness, even if you get COVID-19. In fact, recent data indicates there is only one confirmed positive case per 5,000 fully vaccinated Americans per day. You're as safe as possible. And we're doing everything we can to keep it that way. Keep it that way. Keep you safe.
Line ass.
So we had to let it all play through. Hopefully, I'll make sure I put this timestamp in case y'all want to skip the speech.
It's not approved.
Listen. He said that it has an FDA approval.
And it doesn't.
We have proven this already in our other video. I'm going to show y'all right here. This is page 2 on the report that they released, the food and the FDA. This is August 23rd when they first announced that they're authorizing the use of the vaccines. You see here on August 23rd, 2021, have concluded that the revising the EUA is appropriate to protect the public's health and safety under Section 564 of the Act. FDA is reissuing the August 12, 2021 letter of authorization in its entirety with revisions incorporated to clarify that the EUA will remain in place for the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID vaccine. Now, what they're saying right there is the Pfizer shot people have been taking for the last 6-7 months is still under emergency use authorization. So while the FDA is approving a Pfizer, at the same time they are continuing the emergency use authorization. So why do I need the EAU if it's FDA approved?
Because the other vaccine hasn't even been, they're making that right now.
Exactly. If you see right here, vaccine for the previously authorized indication and uses and to authorize use of community.
Which is not out yet.
Under the EUA. You see that? So now even the community under the EUA for certain uses that are not included in the approved biological license application. What does that mean? So even things that even certain uses of community, I think that's how you say it. Certain uses is not permitted by the FDA is still under the emergency use authorization. I can sue you if you FDA approves it. If I get injured or suffer any illnesses, I cannot do anything if it's under a emergency use authorization. There's 2 Pfizer vaccines. Matter of fact, I'll prove it further. Pfizer BioNTech vaccine contains a nucleoside that tells you what's in it, spike encoding a virus spike. But look at this. Community is the same formulation as the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine and can be used interchangeably with the Pfizer BioNTech COVID vaccine to provide the COVID-19 vaccination series.
And how we explained in the other video is you won't know which one you're getting.
Exactly. So I might get the Pfizer BioNTech first shot, but my second shot might be community. But if I suffer any injuries or illness, how will I prove which one did it?
Yeah.
I don't know which one did it.
Because are you allowed to ask?
You are not allowed to ask which one.
I know.
The same way.
It's rhetorical.
I know. We're going along with it. The same way, if you get COVID and want to know which variant you have, you are legally not allowed to be. They're not allowed to tell you that. So if you get COVID and you have the Delta variant, the doctor or whoever gave you this test don't tell you that.
There's a new variant now.
Yeah, Mu.
The Mu.
MU. You see, let's go even further with this. Once again, we already had a video on this, but I don't know how this is not the biggest news in the world. Look at this. The licensed vaccine has the same formulation as the EUA authorized vaccine. So that's right there. That's 2 different vaccines. And the products can be used interchangeably, 2 vaccines, to provide the vaccination series without presenting any safety or effectiveness concerns. The products are legally distinct. One is FDA approved. One is under EUA. Even the FDA approved one still has certain things that makes it under emergency use authorization.
So they're saying one is a licensed vaccine and one is a emergency.
But even the one that's licensed is still under emergency. Products are legally distinct with certain differences that do not impact safety or effectiveness, which means you can sue me for one, you can't sue me for the other.
But I'm not telling you which one I'm giving you.
This is the game. How is that not the biggest trending thing on the news? We did that video. Let me go ahead and step out right quick. All right. Our channel, we just make videos that we want to talk about certain things. I see that our highest viewed videos are us talking about YouTube drama. And I have none problem with that. You know, we make videos, talk about subjects we want to talk about.
But we primarily talk about this.
We talk about politics, stuff that affects black people, obviously.
Even the YouTube drama that we talk about, it still revolves around some moral point.
Or what you would call social standard, or what's the word I want to use? Culture or something. But there are certain videos we make that I can't lie. I expect people to at least care to want to search.
And let me tell you, they delete a lot of comments. We are not deleting comments.
We are not deleting your comments. If you see a comment made and it's deleted, it's not us. YouTube take likes away, views away, comments away. We don't know what's going on. We really don't even run our own channel at this point. At this point, I don't know what's going on. The last month?
I'd say 2.
Last 2 months or so, we barely get control of our own channel. But I'm not saying the videos the topics we talk about, people should come to us to watch it. I would hope there's other black people on YouTube talking about these things as well. Because if they're not, no one's talking about the fact that there's 2 Pfizer vaccines.
Yeah.
We have family members that have ran and got the shot, and if you do, that's your business. And like they don't even know what shot they got. It's crazy. And if you tell them, hey, I told my uncle that he got vaccinated a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago, and I told him it hasn't been approved yet. He said, yes, it has. I said, no, it's under emergency use. And he got quiet. It's like he didn't even know that. Now that it's quote unquote FDA approved, now he's like, it is approved now. I'm like, no, there's 2 Pfizer vaccines. It's one is and one ain't. And you can't even, it's just like, why ain't people on YouTube talking about this type of stuff more?
Because they focused on YouTube drama. That's what gets you views.
Yeah, we've seen that.
But also it's also I think in all areas are declining with views. I don't know what's going on. You look at a lot of channels that were averaging
a
lot of views.
Yeah,
It's gone down.
But it is what it is. Like I'm not saying people should watch us. I'm just saying I'm hoping people with much bigger platforms would at least talk on some of this stuff, even
They
a little
can't
bit. Now I know
talk
some of
about-
them can't because they
bought and paid for.
they get like Kwame said, they part of the go along,
Long
get
get
along.
along.
But some of them I know when they talk about certain things, their videos do get striked.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But it's like, look, we found a way around it.
Yeah. Ever since we had that vaccines are coming to door,
Yeah.
it's been like, what the fuck? What the hell is going on? But
Yeah, but we able to put them up now.
yeah. And ever since we're able to put them up now,
Yeah. Our channel been getting whooping our ass. Been beating our ass, boy. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm just saying, I just think this stuff needs to be talked about. Mainstream media is not going to talk about it.
because listen, that 100 million,
Yeah.
they're really targeting black people in particular, because I think there is an article that in New York, 70% of black people in New York alone have not gotten one vaccine. That's in New York
Yeah.
alone.
Let me show y'all this right quick. This is Greenwald, I'm sorry. He had this to say. He said the unvaccinated in America are overwhelmingly low income people, which means any punitive measures against those refusing vaccination, loss of job, bar from entrance to public spaces or travel, will disproportionately fall on those who are most economically vulnerable.
And who are the most economically vulnerable in this country?
Niggas. So I'm looking at all these people, and I see the people on social media calling themselves Moderna Mommy and Pfizer Bay. They name themselves after the vaccine they took. And it's just like, and they talking crazy to black people who don't want it. And it's just like,
That's your Orlando Joneses and
Orlando Jones, when he said, don't come to me about no Tuskegee. And we're going to get to that. And it's just like, how can you be willing? Like, I saw one person on social media say, because somebody compared it to Jim Crow. And I'm not going to say it's the same as Jim Crow. I'm not one of those people. But the tenets are the same. You cannot buy and sell unless you are vaccinated.
I mean, look at how Biden talked in his speech. It was like a thug, a mobster.
He literally said, I'm gonna show you right here. He literally said what he wanted to say.
Even when I'm talking about, when you talk about a thug and monster, he was literally talking to the Florida governor DeSanto. Like, he's telling you, we've been patient. We're not being patient anymore. You're gonna take these vaccines, or you're gonna go to FEMA camps.
you jumped on. I agree. Yeah, pretty much. It was.
Or you're gonna take this vaccine, or your ass gonna be put out. You're gonna be out on the street. You're gonna be homeless.
Like this part right here. This part of this speech is pretty strange.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin, and your refusal has cost all of us.
So now you have the president of the United States singling out, quote unquote, the unvaccinated.
And they keep phrasing, this is a pandemic
of the unvaccinated. So now there's immediately a division, because the people who are vaccinated are being told, oh, the reason why we can't open your businesses, the reason why we can't do this and that is because the unvaccinated.
Which is not true, because the businesses are now saying you cannot work here unless you are vaccinated. I was on Indeed the other day, just randomly searching through jobs, and they're saying, just to see what's out there, testing the waters. And it says on some of these jobs, postings on Indeed, if it requires proof of vaccination, you got to have your vaccination card when you go and apply for this job.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane. To go into a restaurant, you have to be vaccinated. To go into a movie, they're wanting the movie theaters to implement that and say to go to movie.
I don't care.
Nobody has on a mask in the crowd.
What I see, which goes back to our old thing we've been saying. Are we going to see another lockdown?
I believe so.
I don't think so.
But take into effect, I think this is Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech was one of the people that said that you cannot return to, I think, college if you are not vaccinated.
So all the people are vaccinated?
So all the people are vaccinated. So if this becomes a story, and Virginia is one of the people that said students cannot return unless they're unvaccinated, and a whole bunch of people get sick, then we're going to go back and chastise Joe Biden, the president, and say, you called this a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
But all people are vaccinated.
And they got Delta or Mu or COVID, whichever one of them son of a
What's
bitches.
the other thing that was coming? The monkey virus or something like that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
What's the
one where you get blisters on you and stuff?
monkeypox?
Yeah, monkeypox. Whatever happened to that? But yeah, when I saw that, it was like, okay, well, they not going back. So in Biden's this decision, he flipped it. We did a video talking about the people who don't want. We talked about something else. We talked about COVID in general. But we said if you're somebody who don't want to be vaccinated, or you have a sickness, you can't do it, you religious reasons, whatever, that you should use the OSHA. OSHA says that if you get, you make sure you have your boss or employer write in a letter that they're making you take it in order to keep your job. And if you suffer any injuries or death, you can sue the corporation. Well, OSHA now is the one who are pushing it. Somehow they flipped it. They went to OSHA. Now, if you are unvaccinated on the job, you are considered a hazard. It was something else that happened like that. When we said that they also want to make it where after 9/11, we had the, what do you call it? The Patriot Act, which said that you're not allowed to bring weapons on a plane that's an act of terrorism. Well, now if you don't get vaccinated on certain airlines, they want to make it where if you get on a plane without being vaccinated, you're considered a terrorist weapon. You're a weapon. It's an act of terrorism. So if you get on the plane without being vaccinated, they want to make it where you're committing an act of terrorism. You're spreading a bioweapon. They only want to use that word if it's you, not if it's the Kung Fu people. Then now they want to make it where if you're on the job and you're not vaccinated, you are a hazard to your coworkers. So with that, OSHA can now tell the employer the same way they're not allowed to have you live in a building with a leaky roof and you might fall, or make you climb a staircase that's shaky and you might fall. It has to be make sure everything is safe for the worker. They now can say, hey, your employees need to be vaccinated, because if they don't, they'll be possibly a hazard to each other.
There'll be a spreader within the workplace.
They flipped it. So they made not being vaccinated a crime, or at least an act of violence.
Who got the tapes on the OSHA? Who got tapes at the top? Somebody got tapes on your ass at the top.
And they had already changed up their whatchamacallit when they said, oh, we don't want to push people to not be vaccinated. We're fully supportive of that.
What really gets upset is when they say this is not a freedom thing or a choice thing. Like, this is America. That's tyranny, what Joe Biden is saying. I'm saying it. That's tyranny for what he's saying to citizens of this country, to tell us that we don't have freedom or a choice to say that we don't want the vaccine. But people who want to go out and, get rid of something that they went out and created with another person, they are allowed to have a choice.
Yeah.
My body, my choice.
But no, this is what they say. This is the argument they use. They say, well, me doing that don't affect you. And so, yes, it does.
It does affect. It affects
the culture.
The culture. It affects the ethnicity, that group.
Yeah,
the racial group.
The racial numbers.
Hey, our numbers have not moved since the damn 1900s.
80?
Because you have aborted fucking 40 million babies.
You had to say you had to say the magic word, didn't you? Yeah, it's so angry. You had to say the magic word.
So don't tell me the fucking affected us. The damn Hispanics done came and passed our asses.
Allegedly. By the way, I don't believe that census number.
Hey, I mean, I believe it, but I'm gonna go by with the data that they're showing.
I don't believe that census number. But yeah, let me show y'all this. Now we know that there's been a lot of people who have taken the coronavirus.
And for those who say that we can get ignorant sometimes, listen, we're going to be us. We're not going to get on here and talk politically correct the way you want us to talk. We're going to talk the way that we talk and how we believe our people
need to hear it. This is just our opinion, man. So you see here, Israeli experts analyze mRNA COVID vaccine's long-term effects. Now I know y'all might think, oh, well, yeah, of course they would, but you do know that article you're seeing was written September 1st. Over 2 billion people worldwide have been inoculated against COVID-19. Now Israeli researchers are trying to learn if mRNA vaccines are dangerous long term.
That shit should have been tested before. That's why you have a 3 to 5 year testing on vaccines before you implement it to your citizens.
Do you hear what it just said? They're doing the research now. That's the point. You've
been the 2 million people that took that shit. You've been the guinea
even
pigs.
the people who didn't take it. The people who took it and didn't take it are part of the case study right now. What are reactions? What they're literally saying right here is they did not test, they did not research the long term. They do not know what the long term effects can be.
Well, we'll know.
Oh, we'll know. In 3 years, and the lawsuits start jumping.
Oh, when you remember the commercial used to sing? Dun-dun-dun.
If you've have suffered any injury, please call James Scott.
Due to the COVID-19, the Pfizer, Moderna.
Did you take the COVID?
Johnson ass? Damn.
They're gonna say, did you take the J&J jab back in 2021? Please call your local offices and we'll help you with that case. All right. But look, like, how the hell you let 2 billion people take it
and not know what the long-term effects to their body?
Good Lord.
Is going to be.
And people just let them get away with this.
Yeah.
Just walk
no
away.
question about it. If you ask questions, they be ready to damn pull out a guillotine on your ass.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And look at this too as well. Now we knew a little while ago that back in the early part of the year, maybe January, February, maybe March, there were people coming out saying that they believe that the vaccine affects women's menstrual cycle. I had stuff loaded up. I was gonna make a video on it, but YouTube was different back then. They let you, when you talk about COVID back then, like we was getting, you don't understand. We had like 4 videos that didn't make it.
Sounds like somebody's getting their wish to depopulate the world.
So, as you can see, NIH orders 1.67 million study
on
how COVID-19 vaccine impacts menstrual cycle.
Wow.
That's September 7th. Are you serious? So 6 months ago, people say, hey man, there are women saying that their menstrual is messing up. I ain't want to show it on here. I saw pictures of women during their menstrual. There was like this thing that would come out of them. I don't even know what it was. It was like
umbilical cord?
It was like the uterus fell out of them. It was crazy.
Damn.
It obviously wasn't that. But it was just weird thing that came out of them.
Was it blood clots?
Yeah, they had blood clots and stuff. It was something. It was fleshy. I don't know what it was. And it was like, how
are they giving birth to demons?
I don't know.
Shit, you laughing. But I'm serious.
I don't know.
Shit.
But it was like, we can't even talk about this. But they're saying that the women are saying this is affecting them.
The men too.
The men too. Now they're now saying that
the women tried to use propaganda.
Let me say this. Comedy Hype. They're a little different. We're gonna talk about Pierre bitch ass too. Comedy Hype did this.
Damn, bitch ass.
Yeah. Comedy Hype brought on a chick. They was talking about getting the vaccine or not. Pierre and Capone and all them. And the woman said, there's been a thing that came out and said that men who get COVID, the effects afterwards is erectile dysfunction. And it was just like, so these women, 'cause I saw it on across social media, and they used that and said, well, black men better get vaccinated. And I thought for a second, and I said, this is once again proof that every demographic look at the black man as a sexual beast that lives through his penis. Even our own women sometimes. Because the same way when you wanted us to vote a certain way, you put strippers in front of us. Then you want us to get vaccinated and you tell us, oh, it'll give you erectile dysfunction. It just shows how black men get no respect. I mean, it's like, not even the most basic level of respect that he has a brain and can think for himself. And that's not even just for black men. That's black people in general, that part. But the fact that you can make it seem like I'll do something if it affects me sexually, no matter what my morals is, no matter what my what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word right now.
Your what? Repeat it again.
I said no matter what my morality is, no matter what my belief system is, nothing. You think I'll capitulate to anything you want me to do if it affects me sexually?
Sexual deviant. That's what they view you as.
This is like this stuff. These tropes were created in the 1800s, and they still live on. The National Institute of Health has announced a 1.67 million study to investigate reports that suggest the COVID-19 vaccine may come with unexpected impact on reproductive health. Now, when they say reports that the COVID-19 vaccine, which one? Is that the Pfizer? Is that the Johnson & Johnson? Or is that the Moderna?
They're going to leave it vague.
Or the AstraZeneca? People just forgot about that one.
Well, that one's only overseas. United States wouldn't even take that.
But the United States was sending them to South America, wasn't it? They won't take.
Well, that's the 140 million that they gave away that they proudly boast
Obama,
about. We've given out the most vaccinations
you gave out AstraZeneca
combined to all of the countries worldwide. Well, you gave out the AstraZeneca, which he was like, damn, even we can't give this to our citizens. I mean, we want to prolong it for a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's like, which one is that? But they ain't gonna tell us that. It's been a little over 6 months since the 3 COVID vaccines in the U.S., Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson became widely available to all adults. But even in the early days of vaccine rollout, some women were noticing irregular periods following their shots, as reported first by the Lilly in April. So that was April. So you knew in April, which means you probably knew in December what it could possibly do. But you went through studies, right? You said you did lab studies and you did tests with people. So you knew that this is, all right.
Shit. They knew when it was created.
This in April, and you said we're going to, FDA, now once again, they didn't tell us which one.
They want to keep it
approved.
They want to make a blanket statement with it. They don't want to tell you
the
who
FDA
it
just
is.
approved Pfizer, though. Now
Well,
you're
maybe
doing the study.
That's not Pfizer then. Maybe they're saying it's the other.
Well, you still, the FDA still just legalized one, approved one.
Is it legalized?
Well, we know community is. Shanna Clausen, 45, spoke to the Washington Post women's news site at the time and again this week about her experience after getting the jab, revealing that her period arrived earlier and heavier than she was considered normal. She was one of the many who gathered on social media to share what they were seeing. Surprised they gave that a view. You know, there's another thing that's going on right now that we can't even dare to say. I'm about to say this cryptically. There are women who have a bun in the oven early, just started cooking. And then, you know, they get the magic potion and the bun is done. It's over. But we haven't got that far yet. We're not allowed to talk about that yet. That part, we got to wait a few more years before they're allowed to say something about that. Something else I want to show. Where is it? Oh, right here. Go ahead.
No, yeah. It's just amazing how this is kind of off subject. It's just amazing how all these futuristic movies and all these things they were telling you in the movies, it's almost like it's coming to fruition. You got Jeff Bezos now trying to prevent you from aging.
Yeah.
Funding that.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy. That was a movie that Sharon Stone was in with Catwoman.
They've been doing that since the 40s.
It's in several other movies too, but listen, they don't want to get old. They don't want to age. They want to have be immortal. That's the whole goal of this whole thing. This outcome is to be immortal.
Exactly.
And that's how you're not going to be able to get into the kingdom.
Exactly. The next kingdom.
They're creating something that is not a creation that was meant to be made. You're supposed to die.
I remember when the mRNA thing is first announced, and Mark Zuckerberg was on video. It's the Facebook man who banned anybody for saying anything. Mark Zuckerberg was on camera saying he doesn't know if he wants to trust the mRNA vaccine because it may change your DNA. That was Mark Zuckerberg quote. I'm not saying it does that. I'm saying if Mark Zuckerberg was fearful of. That was back in December, January. when that came out.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
according to Mark Zuckerberg, you're not human after you take it. But look at this. Health officials.
Well, he's a damn robot anyway.
You remember he was drinking the water at the damn Congress? It's like he never drank water. He just did it because he thought it was human. Like, I should drink this water. All right. Health official advised White House to scale back on booster plan for now. If you know that during part of Biden's plan as well is to push the booster shots.
I think it got till September 20th.
I don't know about that. So now you need 2 vaccines, which is for Pfizer, because Moderna takes 2, but Johnson & Johnson takes 1.
Yep, Johnson & Johnson said we knock it out with 1.
Knock it out the park. So you take your booster, but you have health officials that came out and said, hey man, there are countries that ain't got 1 yet.
And this ties back to what I was just talking about. How the United States said, well, what's her name? Jen Psaki?
Yeah, Psaki.
She was like, listen, we done gave out 140 million vaccines to other countries. We've done more than our share. That does not mean that we're not going to try to continue to get it out to other countries. But we are going to be pushing for American citizens to get a 3rd shot, which is the booster shot.
Yeah.
And they always point out countries like Haiti.
Oh, yeah.
It's always people of color. We'll say people of color.
Or BIPOC. So during this, they came out and said this, and it wasn't to the delight of the White House. As you can see here, Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, took issue Wednesday with the plea from the World Health Organization. Now keep in mind, just a couple months ago,
said you didn't need it.
FDA and all of them said, hey, you don't need no booster.
They were just trying to make it seem like Pfizer was a greedy pharmaceutical company.
We did a video on that, how Pfizer was bullying the these South American countries, the Colombia and all them, Argentina, trying to bully them. So, go ahead.
They were just like, you don't need a 3rd shot.
Yeah, you don't need it.
But now.
But no. They're still not saying it. Pfizer and the White House is saying you need it.
Okay.
A lot of the health officials saying you don't need no booster shot. We good. Pfizer is saying you need a 3rd shot. So you see here, Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, took issue Wednesday with the plea from World Health Organization for wealthy nations to issue a moratorium on COVID-19 booster vaccines until more of the developing world has received its first doses. So, what they're saying is, back a couple months ago, they said that FDA and the World Health Organization and NIH and all them were the leaders of this pandemic. They're the ones going to pull us out of it. Listen to everything they say. Follow the science, they said. Follow the scientists. Follow the information. If they're telling you we don't need a booster, America doesn't need a booster, you need to get those shots to other people around the world. But the White House and Pfizer is saying, no, they need these booster shots. Who should we listen to? Should we listen to the scientists and the health officials, or should we listen to the politicians and the pharmaceutical company?
Well, according to them, we should listen to the scientists.
Exactly. So shouldn't we say, I'm not taking the booster because the WHO said I shouldn't?
Well, we know that Joe Biden lied when he said that when he got into the White Office that there was barely any vaccines. He had to purchase more. We know that Donald Trump purchased more than enough vaccines that was needed. However, Joe Biden did purchase more. So maybe they have all these damn vaccines that they have already purchased and they have to get rid of it. And they're like, fuck it. We're going to give them a 3rd shot. We need to speed this shit up. It's moving too slow.
Pfizer already got the pills coming.
Damn.
Pfizer got the pills. All right. So let's see what Psaki had to say. The White House press secretary had to say about the situation. Sorry about that. Make sure it's on here. All right, let's go.
The head of the WHO is calling on rich countries with vaccine surpluses to hold off on booster shots until the end of the year. What's the White House response to that? And is it ethical to start moving forward with booster shots at a time when so many countries are barely starting with their first shot?
Well, our view is that this is a false choice. And the United States has donated and shared about 140 million doses with over 90 countries, more than all other countries combined. We're donating 500 million doses to 100 countries in need. Last week, we announced a plan to invest $2.7 billion in manufacturing critical vaccine inputs and expanded fill-finish lines at factories. From Senegal to South Africa to India, we've made significant investments in boosting global productions of COVID vaccines. At the same time, the President and this administration has a responsibility to do everything we can to protect people in the United States in this country. And as our health advisors have recommended additional booster shots, we are working to implement that. Our view is we can do both. I'd also note that there are, in addition to access to vaccine doses, one of the reasons that we have invested in areas like manufacturing critical vaccine inputs, expanded fill finish, is because sometimes the issues are also about distribution channels, about having enough personnel who are trained to distribute these shots, manufacturing capacity, certain access to certain components that go into vaccines. We're working through those as well. But we are doing both. We think we can do both, and we will continue to do both from the United States.
So basically, we America, we're gonna do what we want to do.
Yeah, that's how it rolls.
So
They ain't got it yet.
the
That's
World
how we
Health
do shit
Organization, who they said that's them, they were making the point was the big dog. You should listen to them. They know what they're talking about. You're not saying that no, we're gonna do it our way. We've done enough for the world. We're gonna ignore you now.
Well, no, they're saying we've done more than our share for the world. We will continue to help them, but we are going to put American citizens as a priority.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it like Pasaki would say it. That's how they want you to say stuff. Politically correct.
Yeah. Hold on, let me find something. Okay, now this is another level of hypocrisy for them, right? So when she was asked, I want y'all to see her response to this here. She was asked a question. She was asked, can the Department of Labor or anybody else compel major employers the large employers to force the vaccine mandate on their employees? And she had a response. The way she said it was, it showed a lot in the way she answered this question. Let me show y'all this.
To use your word, how bold is the president willing to?
I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not turned up. What's going on? All right, here we go.
To use your word, how bold is the president willing to be as far as the private sector is concerned in the vaccine mandate area, even if they don't have federal contracts? Can the Department of Labor or anybody else compel major employers, the large employers, to force the vaccine mandates on their employees?
Yes. Stay tuned. More to come this afternoon.
To use your
Wow, that was arrogant.
You see that?
Stay tuned. More to come this afternoon.
Yes, we can. We do what we want. We're bullies. We're thugs.
Now, it's funny they say that. This is what I'm saying. How politics, you're not allowed to remember anything past your last rally. You know, in politics, they say once the election is over, the next one begins. So whatever I said the last two years to get
Don't
elected,
pay that shit no attention.
I'm about to say something totally different. Literally the day after Biden got in the White House, they said something totally, because it's like we have to get to the next.
Well, hell, look at Kamala. What she did.
Yeah, I know what Kamala's done.
She did. She accused Joe Biden of all that shit and just said, "Oh, that's what we do." It was just a debate.
It's a debate. Yeah, bitch. But,
Madam. At a brothel. That was the funniest shit I ever seen in my life.
She said Biden should be in jail. Kamala should be in a brothel.
No, Biden should be in a nursing home.
She said Biden should be in a nursing home. Kamala should be in a brothel, and the rest of them should be in jail.
Pelosi and Schumer should be in. No, Pelosi and Schumer can go to hell. That's That's what she said.
Now I want y'all to see what Biden had to say just last year, before the election, about mandating the vaccine.
This is what got him in.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power. Just like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide.
Oh.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power. Just like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide.
Now, this was Donald Trump's stance that
Exactly.
he was not going to make masks mandatory or vaccines mandatory. He left it up to your states to do it.
Yeah.
And they criticized Donald Trump for doing that, saying he didn't do enough to how am I going to phrase it? He didn't do enough to lower the numbers for COVID-19. He didn't take leadership in this because they were giving all the leadership to Cuomo, who was out here fucking killing citizens, who was out here killing senior citizens.
Camps. That pretty much is a death camp. It's a death trap.
The damn nursing home were FEMA camps.
Exactly. And then you had we should be laughing at this. He was throwing them in FEMA camps, and he was groping his aides. Like, come on, man, what's going on?
Throwing them in FEMA camps, trying to get ass on the side while he doing this.
Crazy, man. Okay, now here's the USPS is not included in the executive or order requiring vaccination of federal employees. USPS has a separate statutory scheme and is traditionally independent of federal personnel action like this. That said, USPS is also encouraged to comply. Also, OSHA will cover USPS through the ETS, meaning that postal workers will be subject to the vaccination or testing policy announced today.
So they're saying UPS is not included in this executive order.
They're going to be pushed to do it.
But we can push them to do it, but they don't have to do it.
They don't have to do it.
Now, we know that there is a lot of black people that work for the USPS.
Yeah, that's the difference.
So if they are trying to target us, like we know they are targeting us because they have our asses on the covers of these things, mainly on these articles, they're going to make it mandatory that USPS employers eventually are mandatory. They're gonna make it mandatory for them to get the vaccine. Eventually.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're gonna find a way, a loophole somewhere around it to make them do it, and niggas gonna be quitting UPS, and there's gonna be a shortage, and you getting your mail.
Mm-hmm. And niggas gonna be pissed.
It's
gonna freeze the whole world.
You know how terrible it is already for you to get packages delivered to you.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Since last August, maybe July, June, July. When you try to order something,
and you live in an apartment
building,
or it's a gated or security building, they
have made it so bad. They just don't care to deliver your stuff no more.
Well, because the apartments don't want to be held responsible for your packages being stolen. They don't want to left in the mail room because it may be stolen. They don't want to leave it in the lobby area because it may be stolen. They don't want to leave it outside of the door because it may be stolen. So neither parties want to be responsible for your package. So what they'll do is they'll lie and say that you somehow contacted them and said, I want to pick it up from the warehouse. Mm-mm-mm. And you go, I didn't ask for my package to be picked up from the warehouse. Well, it says it want to be picked up from the warehouse. I didn't ask for it.
Well,
and they'll say, we'll send it out to you. We'll get it out to you. Then you call again. You go through the same process again until they visually tell
That's
you.
That's not like they weren't doing this before as well.
Not as bad.
I know, but they'll send your shit to the warehouse and lie and say that you told them to do that.
It was nowhere as near as bad as it's been in the past year and a half.
Let's talk about some more hypocrisy of Biden. We still on Biden ass. Now look at this. Members of Congress and their staff are exempt from Biden's vaccine mandate.
But wasn't he talking about political? He brought in political.
He said the entire executive branch, and he said all of Congress. He said this, but some of his Congress and staff are exempt from the mandate. Maybe. So wait, answer this question for me, for y'all. This is just common sense shit. Back in January, we were told that the reason why teachers didn't want to go back to work is because they wanted protection against the virus. They didn't want to die. But there needs to be a mandate for them to take it now. They lied. They want money. All right, bye.
No, I don't have a problem with them getting more money.
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't get more money. I'm saying they lied about it being about vaccines. Yeah, you do what
you got to do to get your money.
They lied about it being about vaccines. Then we had healthcare people, doctors, nurses. They are doctors and nurses. Yet there needs to be a mandate to make them take the vaccine.
But they're the same ones that are coming down to have press conferences, leaving the damn supposed
the hospital filled with people,
unvaccinated person up there dying to get this vaccine shot.
On camera.
Even though we've seen fucking videos where they said they asked the person on their damn dying bed, "Do you want the vaccine?" And they said no.
He said no.
I'd rather die before I take that shit.
We got that in our last episode. Yes, there's people that say I'd rather no, I don't want it. So then we got Congress. So that's teachers, nurses, doctors, all healthcare officials.
Well, hell, let's go back to the nurses. Literally in Houston, Texas, when that first started, the hospital made it mandatory that everybody had to be vaccinated, and they had a whole bunch of employees quit and protest, and they made it there in Texas that, you can't get unemployment if you don't take this vaccine.
That's going to be some countrywide. So then we got Congress, who are telling us, Biden's administration telling us take the vaccine, and they themselves don't want to take
the shit.
We saw them say that you need to wear masks and not have parties too big, and we saw Nancy Pelosi go.
We saw Obama
have a big ass party.
Well, he on the dance floor with Erykah Badu,
exactly,
singing "I Guess I See You Next Lifetime."
And then who was that? It was somebody else who had a party. I can't remember. Somebody else had a birthday party or something like that. But
Governor Newsom was out at a damn
having dinner.
They're having dinner.
So rules for thee, not for me. This shit is
do
stupid.
as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. President Joe Biden's new vaccine mandate for the federal employees don't apply to members of Congress or those who work for Congress or the federal court system. Biden issued 2 executive orders on Thursday requiring vaccinations against COVID for federal workers and contractors who work for the federal government. He also asked the Department of Labor to issue an emergency
order.
Where am I at?
Issue emergency order
requiring businesses with more than 100 employees to ensure their businesses with more than to ensure their workers are vaccinated or tested on a weekly basis. However, Biden's order on federal workers applied to the employees of the executive branch. The House of Representatives and the Senate belong to the separate legislative branch, and the court and the judicial branch of the federal government. So the Senate, the House, the courts don't have to be vaccinated. So he can only make the executive branch do it.
Well, he's the executive branch.
Exactly. And we know the military have already been given the mandate.
So how many people have left the military or went AWOL? Listen, this pandemic started at the end of March 2020. My employment we have not taken one test, and we are we deal with elderly. We are a retirement living facility. We have not had one test be mandatory there. So I'm just wondering if this mandate that Biden is requiring now, we are going to have to start taking weekly COVID-19 tests.
Maybe. Because I'm surprised that
they didn't do it.
Yeah, you kind of slipped through the cracks.
I slipped through the cracks. The Most High had my ass.
You kind of slipping through the cracks.
But
right
damn,
now.
it's the most. He's making it like you have to do something to get out of here. You're gonna have to go through something to get out of here.
I'm sure. It's funny you brought up how many people have went AWOL. I'm gonna show you this video. Now I don't know if this dude's actually in the military. I don't know if he's telling the truth. It's just a video that I found interesting in what he said. So I'm gonna show you all the video clip. And you can tell me what you think in the comments. Look at this.
From the Secretary of Defense to all the active military personnel saying, by 10 a.m. you have to go get the magic potion or you're going to be court-martialed. And so as a result of that, 12 F-22 pilots, the most highly trained pilots in the world, walked off the job. That's 12 multi-million dollar aircraft grounded now. A dozen of the best pilots in the world, thousands of hours of training, millions of dollars of training, off the job. 16 crew members for B-52 bombers walked off the job. That's just 2 air bases. My aunt, who is a KC-135 boom operator that refuels planes, isn't getting the magic potion. She's going to walk off her job too, most likely. So now we've reached this point for all you dumbasses who have not been speaking out about this and the mandates. the people who are quiet about it, the people who are pro-mandate, you're to blame for the situation that we're in because we're going to a bad place. The military is being compromised at a rapid rate, and with the F-22s being grounded, you could kiss Taiwan goodbye. I would hate to be a Taiwanese citizen right now. So this is probably not covered anywhere in the media. I'm sure it's blocked or censored by all the bullshit that goes on here, but it's time to frickin' wake up, people. You better start preparing because your little cushy American life isn't going to be so cushy.
Nope.
Now, it's
And all
funny
you have
he
to do
said-
is look to Australia.
And look, it's so funny he said that. You know what just happened in the last couple of days? China has told America, leave Taiwan alone or we're going to be at your front door. Those words are literally.
Yeah.
Sound like a Negro.
They sent 19 flights, they sent 19 pilot jets over Taiwan, letting them know.
Yeah, they took over the South China Sea now. They're completely so he said this once again. Sorry about that. Yeah. It's funny he said that they're going to take Taiwan. He wouldn't want to be Taiwan when they just came out and said Taiwan. Basically, Taiwan is ours.
Yeah. And they're actually draining Taiwan's defense budget because every time they fly over there, you know,
send somebody after them,
and the defense
cost them millions of dollars.
The secretary, I think they have a secretary of defense or the defense
whoever his
person.
title is there, yeah.
They go, we need more money because they keep flying and we have to keep going up. It's costing them money to keep loading up those pilots to go up there and say, get the fuck over, get off our country.
And if Biden just left let's be honest, he didn't leave no Afghan people. They just cowards. They just left.
He didn't leave the Afghan people.
No.
China said it's time for you to get out of there for us to go over there, and they said, okay.
So yeah, but if I'm Taiwan, I don't care that America's not backing you. It's over. You're a Chinese country. You're Chinese now, but yeah, it is what it is.
But they will not be the next empire.
No, they won't.
China's not going to be the next empire.
They think so.
It's done. Everybody has got their chance. It's done. It's over. It's time for the. We're gonna leave that alone. Not gonna go into that.
Let me show y'all this right here. I saw this clip of because you was talking about Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm. Who stepped down from his company as the CEO and now is gonna do philanthropist
full time.
Which
he been doing that anyway for the last 20 years. He been in China. Remember we showed that Bill Gates single-handedly is helping China gain control in Africa. It's Bill Gates.
I mean, damn. They've completely taken over. Well, eventually going to take over the Middle East. Yeah. They're in China taking over the middle.
What's it called? A Belt and Road Initiative?
They've been in Jamaica. They've been in the West Indies.
Let me tell you something.
They have literally.
When they say American exceptionalism, I did not know. Because we're in America, we don't give a damn. How many Asians in Southeast Asians and Indians were in Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti. It amazes me how Nicki Minaj is Indian.
So is Cardi B.
Cardi B is Indian. Who the other one? It's somebody else.
Foxy Brown says she has Asian.
Yeah.
We shouldn't say Indian. We should say Asian because that's what they specify as Asian.
Well, no, Indians are called Asian.
Yeah, but
they're called East Asians. Yeah.
Go ahead. Like I didn't even know that Little Kim was Trinidadian.
Like, bruh, Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna stick with the main two that we know. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are not black.
They're not black.
Some people like Nicki Minaj's father
is half. They call it a duga. That means they're half Indian and half black. But it goes back to that system that they have in South America based on which parent is which.
Yeah.
The name gets changed.
Yeah.
And the duga means the father is Indian and the mother is black.
So she's Indian.
That's why she's Indian.
That's why she went to India and did those interviews.
And she say she's Chinese, Asian, the culture, stuff like that. So, and damn, Cardi B, we knew that from the beginning. Nicki slipped through, but Cardi never slipped through. We looked at Cardi B and said,
so yeah,
you know you ain't.
A lot of these celebrities.
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna say though. You're gonna say, well, she said she was Dominican. Her mother's her father is Dominican.
Yeah.
Her father look Indian too. There's Indians, Asian people are in the Dominican Republic as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the people from the Caribbean, it shocks me how many of them are Asian, not black.
Yeah. But wheats and tares.
It'll separate when it needs to.
It'll separate when it needs to. But yeah, it would be crazy if you, and you know what now? And we totally off subject right now. It is so hard now that this whole American descendants of slavery and people are asking who is who.
Yeah.
People don't even put up their damn ethnicity. You can't find who their parents are. You have to dig and dig and dig.
It used to be
to find out who people are.
It used to be so easy to find out somebody's ethnicity.
Hell, they'll tell you.
Oh, I'm this.
But now, since black Americans are waking up and saying,
who are you?
Who are you? Okay, you're black, but what type of black are you? Oh no, we're all the same. No, the fuck, we ain't all the same.
See, now we don't went off on this road. So I saw another post of a girl who was like, when did Juneteenth become a Black American holiday? And it was like, wait, what?
It's been let me say this.
It's a Texan.
It's been a Texan holiday.
Really, let's be honest.
It's Southern.
Georgia, the Southern used to.
I would say the Southern Negroes have always celebrated that holiday with the Texans. Georgia. That is they were the last. We give that to them. They say even if we get reparations, they should get a little more.
But it was like, so you're saying that Juneteenth doesn't belong to Black Americans?
It belongs to all black people globally.
But Juve and all that belongs to those countries. They have rules on how to go about. It's just crazy. But we're not even going on that road.
And Juve actually, it's kind of paganism. It's a pagan holiday. To be honest,
we talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about that. And go check our Juve episode with Michael.
Juneteenth ain't no pagan holiday. That's a holiday that said that the slaves were freed, even though there was some slow. I ain't gonna talk about ancestors like that. Let it go.
Okay, move on. Just do our video. Just Joe Brown.
We're gonna let it go.
About it. But I want to show y'all this.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah. Bill and Melinda Gates back UK AI startup developing antiviral drugs to prevent pandemic.
Ooh, a divorcing couple that can still coexist with one another and run a billionaire corporation, even though they're getting a divorce.
Bill and Melinda Gates have backed a UK startup that's trying to design new drugs with artificial intelligence software. Oxford headquartered Excensia announced Wednesday that it has signed a 4-year deal worth up to $70 million with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The startup, which competes with the likes of Benevolent AI, said it used part of the funding to try and develop novel antiviral pills that could be used to treat COVID-19 and stop future pandemics from spreading. Excensia is focusing on developing treatments for the COVID-19 and other coronaviruses, as well as influenza, animal to human virus, the PI, which can cause respiratory problems. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic underscores the urgency to develop safe and effective broad-spectrum drugs that expand our armor against viruses and variants. By the way, this is going to be pills.
Damn, I'm already taking diabetes pills. I'm already taking.
It's a race to get more drugs out of the
blood pressure pills. Now I got to take COVID pills. I got blood clot pills. Damn.
Bill Gates him and Melinda just gained billions of dollars because of pharma.
Listen, black people ain't going to be for these pills. I'm telling you. They are already taking 15, 20 pills. They ain't going to, another 2 damn pills I got to take a day. I'm already trying to get the doctor to cut this shit down.
It's one of those things, once again, like we said earlier, it's meant to psychologically alter your thinking.
Why would you, so you're telling me that the vaccines are not working if I have to take 2 pills a day?
What they're saying is we want to make money.
You ain't making it off of me.
They have said since February, coronavirus, COVID-19 is here forever. It's here. It's influenza. It's the flu. It's never going away. You're always gonna need some level of treatment for it. So they pretty much already got you understanding that at any moment, any year, we can go on lockdown because it's a spread of it.
And the citizens are in just
hyper level paranoia. So they're gonna be wearing masks. Are you vaccinated? We don't want to go back to the lockdown. So now you have citizens snitching on people.
That's those extroverts.
Like you see these posts on social media of people saying, would you snitch for 200,000? LOL, laugh my ass off. I'm like, that's programming. That might be a bot account that tweeted that. That's programming.
Well, that's hell. They told you that in movies. They've done had movies like that where
look at obviously the most infamous is 1984. By the way, that movie was not really about what they said it was about. It really was about a man.
Even the show Colony, where they had little robots out on the street, and
once again, his wife betrayed
if you were
him.
out, they had a curfew. I think you couldn't be out after 9:00.
It's funny you say that because in 84, his kids and wife betrayed him, or his kids. The kids were snitching on the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And in the colony, the same thing was happening, and his wife betrayed him. But we're not even getting to
Yeah, they talking about build a wall. Are they building a wall to stop immigrants from coming in or stop your ass from leaving? Let's keep it a buck. Which is it? Build a wall.
But when you talk about stuff like that and this idea of psychologically reprogramming people to be just paranoid and constantly under fear of something, we don't even know. It's like this invisible enemy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, let's go back to that. Because if you are not vaccinated, you can't get on a plane. How many? Wait. It's very interesting that this whole COVID vaccine thing is happening when we know there is a high number of Black Americans leaving America and going to countries like Africa.
Yeah.
The west coast of Africa.
I want to say a lot.
I'm not going to say it's like just like 100 million are leaving a year. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is there are quite a few people that's like, I'm tired of the States.
You got a cousin there.
We have a cousin there who live in Africa saying he ain't never coming back to the United States.
Yeah, he said he's done with America.
So what I'm saying is they are trying to stop you from leaving the country by saying if you are not vaccinated, you can't leave. Hell,
Exactly.
they trying to stop you from leaving your damn house.
Look at Australia. So speaking of that, we got to talk about the New World Order. There's a clip I found of a woman saying just that about the situation. Let's see what I want y'all to hear her comment.
33 seconds. Interesting number.
Will exposure sites be put back in place, especially with reopening and people going back to pubs and stuff? Because our exposure sites still, will they be put back in place to be listed once we are reopening? Because they're not at the moment.
We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the New World Order. Yes, it will be pubs and clubs and other things if we have a positive case there. Our response may be different if we know that people are fully vaccinated. So we're working through a number of those issues, but we will have to reflect and learn.
Some people say, was that a slip? Or was that her subliminally telling you that we're outright going to start saying this?
She wanted the people in the know to understand this is a continuance of our movement.
Will exposure sites be put back in place, especially with reopening and people going back to pubs and stuff? Because our exposure sites still, will they be put back in place to be listed once we are reopening? Because they're not at the moment.
We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the New World Order. Yes, it will be pubs and clubs and other things if we have a positive case there. Our response may be different if we know that people are fully vaccinated. So we're working through a number of those issues, but we will have to reflect and learn.
Let me give you all a scenario. 3 years from now, 2025, the country's open, whatever. People still wearing masks on and off. People decide not to wear them. Other people deciding to wear them. You're in the club, having a good time. You leave that club, go home, wake up at, go to work the next day, and then 2 days later, you get a message on your phone. You need to report to this destination, a hospital or something. There was a positive case in the club you were in 2 days ago. Number one, how the hell they know I was in the club?
Well,
because it's track on my phone and it's contact tracing. All right, so they know I was at the club. All right, then you go to the area, you get tested for it. So now every time you go out, if anybody tests positive in that building, everyone in the whole building, can you imagine the paranoia? First off, how many people are actually going to be in the club?
Well, they already started doing that. Remember, during the first part of the COVID, if you went to a restaurant and somebody in the restaurant did test positive for COVID, they had your credit card and banking information. So they were doing that. They were contacting you, telling you that you have to quarantine, because remember, you have to quarantine then for 14 days.
Yep.
and you couldn't leave your house for 14 days. And if you left your house for 14 days, they were going to lock you up. That was going on in the first quarter of the COVID-19. And people were telling, yeah, this person was here. This is the name, blah, blah, blah.
So now that's 3 years from now. Now imagine 20 years when it completely changes how you approach public events. People are looking at the COVID as like this. I don't think people understand the psychological impact that would have on society.
Well, they've already done that, though. I mean, look at China.
I'm saying, imagine 10, 15 years from now. How when they make COVID, it's not, they won't make it, because if you take the vaccine, it gives you less severe reaction, right? Which means it turns into a sort of flu.
Yeah.
But imagine if they don't call it the flu. It's considered a death sentence if you get it, even if you don't die.
Well,
because they use words and twist information to where when you get it, the entire your job, you lose it. Where you live, people in your building, if you live in a, because keep in mind, we've talked about this already. No one's gonna be living in houses in 20 years.
That's why they're building all these high-rise apartments.
They're buying up. I keep forgetting the name of the company. Black Box, Black something, Black Rock something. They're buying up all the houses. All these billionaires, Gates and them, buying up all the farmland and houses, and they're building these apartment buildings, and they're running niggas out of the houses. You know what that is? That's the moratorium, the eviction moratorium that just ended. So let me get you out your house, and we're gonna give you some money to get into an apartment. But we want to buy that house. So now I buy the house. Now everybody living in apartments.
Yeah.
So it's easy to track you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You remember that TV show, or was it a TV show or movie on Netflix, where it calculated your score? Your score went
credit
up,
score,
score up and down. Remember, China has already
have that,
implemented that.
Yep.
So I think whatever you're saying is also going to tie into that as well. Your credit score, your health, all this will be all on one thing, and this is how you would be seen as judged in a new world order society based.
I want to show y'all something else Fauci said. This was, once again, a little while ago. This is when they had Biden come out and said that we beat COVID. This is around 4th of July. I think this right here happened a little bit before that even. Now listen to what Fauci had to say about vaccinated people and unvaccinated people.
They never let go of what Trump said. When Trump said, how did he say it?
He said we'd be over it by Easter.
They said, you told the American people we'd be over by Easter.
But Biden said it'd be over by 4th of July.
But how many times have we caught Fauci lying when he said you didn't have to wear masks? Well, at the time, Fauci, we were saying that at the time we believed that you didn't need to wear the mask, but now we realize that you do need to wear the mask.
Fauci lied and said he didn't fund gain of function. That just got exposed. How he's not getting put in cuffs today, I don't know how. He lied in front of Congress, but whatever.
They got y'all. They got your mind warped. We had a cousin last night that said he would put hands.
On Donald Trump.
On Donald Trump. We said, why?
We watching that movie, Old Guard. It's a movie
which is also they're immortal.
Yeah, they was
can't age, people. Can't die.
They can't die until they just do.
They're telling you about the future, y'all.
Yeah. So in this movie, the Old Guard, the women and the men, they can't die. They're warriors and stuff. And my cousin said we were joking about what we would do with the power, and he was like, if I did, I would go whoop Donald Trump ass. It was like
why you want to fuck up? I mean, maybe he does deserve an ass whooping.
I would like to see you whoop his ass.
Why just not all of them? But particularly, he wanted to get hold of that, snatch that damn wig off his head. Yes. He wanted to do like his mama do, whip the hair around his hand.
Around his face and just beat him. But yeah, let me show y'all this what Fauci had to say.
Person, should we have any worries about walking by someone on the street who may be unvaccinated?
Not at all. I would have no concern walking down the street past a person who's not been vaccinated and even a person who's been infected, because the protection is really quite substantial.
Did you hear that, people? To all the people saying this stuff, unvaccinated pandemic, just saying that unvaccinated people are infecting vaccinated people, which if you're vaccinated, I shouldn't be able to infect you. Did you hear what he just said? Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, just said that he would not worry about walking past a non-vaccinated person because there's so much protection from the vaccine.
You're supposed to be immune.
He's saying you good.
You're
You ain't gotta worry about it.
immortal.
So why are we listening to
Yeah,
these
why are you
people?
scared of a mere mortal creature like me?
Why
You're
are we-
immortal.
Why are we listening to these people? It's insane, man. It's crazy.
They all insane.
And I'm gonna show y'all something that we were talking about.
That damn Rachel Maddow.
Rachel Maddow.
Maddow, whatever the fuck her name is. She need to go.
We're gonna show y'all. We were talking earlier about travel, and how they don't think it's a right in America to travel. Once again,
taking away your constitutional rights. This is tyranny.
This is Jim Crow. If you don't do this, you shouldn't have access to this. Anyway, let me just show y'all something, man. Let me see. This is what they said about people rights to travel.
I absolutely think we should have that requirement. I think it was a major oversight on the part of the Biden administration to not issue this yesterday. And we have to talk about the reason. The reason isn't so much that we need to keep our train travel and plane travel even safer. They are pretty safe, although I definitely think that having a vaccine requirement would make it even safer and probably encourage many people who are vaccinated or who have young kids and want to protect them. Maybe it'll help to encourage those people to start traveling again. But there's an even bigger reason too, which is I think we really need to make it clear that there are privileges associated with being an American, that if you wish to have these privileges, you need to get vaccinated. Travel and having the right to travel interstate, it's not a constitutional right as far as I know to board a plane. And so saying that if you want to stay unvaccinated, that's your choice. But if you want to travel, you better go get that vaccine.
Dr. Nguyen, Jeffrey, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Interesting. They would have an Asian woman say this. Communist China. That's communist talk, right? That is straight communist talk, and they would have an Asian doctor say that. Yeah, I said it.
It's funny because everybody in the comment in the comments on this was like, "Is this the CCP talking?" Like, this is look, people.
They let a.
You can have your own politics, whatever you believe, whatever. But when someone tells you in America that you don't have a right to get on my plane if you're not vaccinated.
Let's not even say the plane. You don't have a right to get on the interstate.
Yeah.
The interstate. How the fuck am I going to spread stuff when I'm in a damn car? You see dumbass people riding around with a damn mask on their car by themselves.
But you can't make sense of it. They're insane.
Am I going to give the coronavirus to myself?
Remember when we heard that story about a dude who said that he knew a woman who worked at a school, and your schools are online now. You don't do them in person. And the substitute teachers still had to show up to the building. So while the teacher's at home teaching, the substitute teacher had to come to school and sit there for 8 hours in an empty classroom. Not even on Zoom. Just eat some apples.
No, we know what they were doing. They were doing their side job, OnlyFans.
In the classroom doing OnlyFans, sexy teacher.
Got their legs up.
Sexy teacher
twerking.
Smoking weed in the class. So the only people that was at the schools were cafeteria people, which made sense because they were sending food home.
They were
to
still
the
sending food out to
the janitors were forced to clean. No one has been here. The teachers, I mean, I guess he cleaned the kitchen.
He was cleaning other things in there. He was going straight to the cafeteria lady.
Why the hell are substitute teachers, not substitute teachers, what do they call them? Secondary teachers, whatever they call them. Why are they still forced to come to the school and sit in the classroom for 8 hours? And if they miss a day, think about this. If you miss a day now, you have to make it up in the summer. So if, let's say, something happens in March, they're in school, and they miss a day. In the summer, that teacher has to come to the school and sit there for 8 hours in the building.
Shit. She sit there for 8 hours. I already know what's going down in that school.
The point is, these people are insane. There's nothing you can... It's insanity. It don't even make sense. It's like, I'm about to go crazy just talking about it. It's like, what the hell is going on? But, you know.
Janitor in there cleaning cobwebs and...
Oh, he's knocking the cobwebs down.
And unclogging pipes.
So we talked about Pierre. We're not going to show a video of him or nothing. We're just going to talk about it. Now, you see here with D.L. Hughley, April Ryan.
He's another Orlando Jones.
And April Ryan, fathead ass, he liked the tweet.
Oh, what happened to her show?
Exactly.
What it is, ho? What's up?
They were dancing. What happened to Angela Rye and what's the other guy name?
They told him to get the fuck out of North Carolina.
That was Roland Martin and that dude, the lawyer. I know you're talking about.
The lawyer.
I can't remember his name. I think he ran for some type of seat or something. I can't remember. The vaccine mandate is nothing like slavery. They don't make you take a shot with a whip. Team DI. The fall of D.L. Hughley.
Well, you know what? He was never funny. He had the worst show.
Oh, here we go.
It's on the same level as the Wayne brothers.
He let it loose.
Well, let me get. I'm gonna uphold the Wayne brothers. You know what? You lord to the damn Wayne brothers show.
Oh, niggas gonna get you talking about
D.L.
Wayne
Hughley
brothers.
is absolutely the worst. Besides that Ricky Smiley show.
Yeah,
Damn.
Ricky Smiley might be the worst show ever.
D.L. Hughley, your sitcom was horrible.
He had one funny joke on the Kings of Comedy.
We only came and watched because of Elise Neal. That was it.
But I'm showing this because he's saying the same thing. He's on the same side as Pierre from Comedy Hype. The dude from Players Club, like the biracial dude from Players
He's
Club.
a biracial person on a...
And we were going to do a video individually on this, but
Capone,
he said
he
everything.
bited his ass. We didn't need to say
Capone
nothing.
said it. He said you sound like a white supremacist. Like your damn, whoever your white parent is, you sound like a white supremacist. But when he said it needs to be a separation, and he actually made the argument that people who are unvaccinated should go to different schools, go to different growth. He want a complete separation in society. It's like, you do realize it's a lot of black people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of black people. You're telling you want them separated from society. As the Republicans keep bringing up, because they want to keep rubbing it in the Democrats' face, most people unvaccinated, the largest group of unvaccinated demographic is black people.
Which is your highest voting base.
So you're
so they're not in agreement with your vaccination policies.
You are now here's the thing that Democrats keep doing, and all the people who are pro-vaccine keep doing. They keep lying and saying, "Oh, the reason why black people are not getting vaccinated is because they don't have access."
Like black people can't go get a damn identification card because
they can't vote. They can't get a card to vote, even though they got IDs. Black people are children to them. The children.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to bring it to their front door. We did a video on that. Door
to door vaccines are coming to you near.
It's coming to you, and it's like, you really think you got to come to my front door? If I ain't took it, I ain't taking it. At this point, we in what? September.
March will be 2 years.
If you ain't took it yet.
Well, hell, some of us believe it started in 2019 and in 2019.
Yeah. If you are just now taking the vaccine, you've been coerced to do it. Because you had a year to do it. Only reason why people are taking it now is they're being told, if you don't do it, you're going to get fired. If you don't do it, you can't do this. If you don't do it, you can't. No one's taking it because they want to anymore. They're taking it because they're being forced.
They're being bullied into putting something in their body that they don't feel comfortable
with. And the
with.
people who ain't taking it now ain't
like the president.
it.
How dare the president tell you, what are you waiting for? You kept saying that the FDA wasn't approved. You got it.
You didn't.
So we're getting tired of this shit. We're going to start buckling down on you fuckers, and you're going to take this vaccine, or you're going to be exiled from society. That's what they're telling you.
Pretty much.
And you know what, Biden?
Welcome.
I don't have a problem with being exiled from society. Ye be separate.
I'm going to show y'all the next story we want to talk about. So as you can see, we've been talking a lot about, we talked a little bit about, I keep thinking J. Edgar Hoover. I don't know why that man's name keep coming up when I think of Larry Elder.
Oh.
Well, Larry Elder is running for office in California. At one point, he was the favorite to win. Now, a new poll came out, and they're saying that Newsom is likely to keep his job.
Yeah, we believe that poll.
But the poll isn't for the vote. The poll is to end the recall. Do you want to recall or not? So they're saying that I think
now it's showing in Newsom's favor.
Yes, Newsom's favor. People are going to vote no.
Man,
they don't want to recall.
Mobsters.
Oh, we're going to get to who they really are. They really are mobsters. So they said that he's more likely to keep his job. And we saw a story with Larry Elder. An egg was thrown at Larry Elder.
Wanted to crack his ass.
At one of his homeless. He went to a homeless, what do you call it?
Shelter?
Yeah, not a shelter. It was like a place where homeless people are. And this random white woman.
What is it called? It's like a homeless shelter.
No. It was a homeless shelter.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
It was homeless people. And so he went to a homeless thing. I
Was
can't
it a
remember
soup
what.
kitchen? I mean,
I don't know.
okay.
Now this woman dressed up in a gorilla mask
Which could see is racial.
and threw an egg at him. And he said,
Oh, it's a white woman.
Yeah.
But they just say the white man do it.
but he said it was racial epithets that was said to him. Now, let me say this, I gotta be honest. I don't fuck with Larry Elder. But if this was a Democrat and a white woman dressed up in a gorilla mask,
They would have immediately made it racial.
the media ain't talking about this. Now, obviously, you see here Fox News and New York Post are talking about it. But I gotta say, I am shocked. Not really, I'm not shocked at all. That mainstream media, other parts of it at least, aren't talking about this.
No, your CNNs, your NSBCs, your ABC, none of them. Not gonna talk about it because he is a Republican. He's conservative. When you are a black conservative, you are not a nigga.
Yeah. How Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black.
You're a black man and you're a white man in a black man's body.
Yeah.
That's how they see you.
When Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for him, you're not a black man. You're not black.
Charlamagne.
And Charlamagne let him rock with that.
Sure did.
Crazy.
How
Crazy.
Charlamagne get a new show on how he get a new late night TV
Go
show?
alone, get along game.
Oh. Yeah.
We heard about what happened
That's
with him
some
and his
real
ex.
shit.
We heard about having him and his ex-boss with Choke No Joke called him out about our Heart Radio boss.
Oh, how
he
he
texted
could
him and said what he want to do with him. We ain't crazy. Charlamagne been tooting it up. Look at the damn dolls behind him. He been letting you know what he is.
But he don't be tooting it up. He too
bonky.
damn DJ Envy Doll be ass be in the air.
Yeah, it did. I think they got to do with him just deciding that he want to do that to him. But like Kwame brought out, he threw a damn bonky. How you say a bonky?
Throwing damn bonkies.
He threw a fake butt, a literal prosthetic
with his asshole and his damn ball sack carved out and gave it to his coworker.
Like that's sexual. Anyway, let's just see.
Charlamagne should have got his ass whooped.
Well, you can't get
Call Birdman back up.
All
three of y'all.
Touch me again! Don't touch me again! Don't touch him! I'll pop him in the motherfucker nose! Touch me again! I'll suck you out and grab you! What you? You'll hit him. You'll just stab me, boy. Marina, whip your head. Hey!
Wait a minute.
Fuck with me, boy. You get that service piece of shit out of here! Hey, Michael, stop! Get that piece of shit out of here. You gotta bring that piece of shit out of here.
Are we so gone as a Are we so gone as black people that we would allow this white woman
to hit
to
this black
dress
man?
These two niggas, I'm talking to y'all. Y'all would allow this white woman to dress up with a damn gorilla face and throw eggs at this black man, whether you believe in his politics or whatever. You would let her fucking do that shit.
And then the women were beating up on the dude.
And the woman, she was throwing hands on the dude. Look at this black man. This is crazy. Y'all are fucking cuckoo Cocoa Puffs.
I think this was
staged.
Yes. Not by Larry Elder.
By the fucking Democratic Party.
I think they had people there to
Larry, Governor Newsom allegedly set this damn shit up.
And once again, fuck Larry Elder. But you gotta call a
fuck Larry Elderly, but that don't mean in this instance we're not gonna speak out for him. You damn skippy we are.
Because it's called being on code. But they say he's likely to keep his job. I found a video of a dude breaking down who they really are. It's not that long of a video, about 3-4 minutes.
Sorry about the profanity in this video, but this gets you boiling.
Oh, hold on. I didn't call you to play. Let me skip that. No, sir. I don't want that. Let me skip that, baby. So, I found this video. And in this video, this guy's channel is performance video film. He made his video in 2020 where he broke down who the 4 families that run California are.
You know who the dislikes come from. Damn liberals.
So I'm going to show some of this video. It's very interesting watch. I'll make sure that if you decide not to watch it in here, I'll link the entire thing. Because we're probably going to show the whole thing, honestly. But I'll link the video in the comments if you want to watch it again or share it somehow. Even though you can clip now on YouTube. That's dope. You know how much easier, how much time that's going to save me making these videos? You can clip on YouTube now. So you just go to a video, hit clip, and you get to the end point. They already had that before, but they took it out. See, YouTube like to add stuff and take it away.
I think I showed you that.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
YouTube like to add stuff and take it away. They had that years ago where you can clip a video. You can get a single segment out of it and clip it, and it'll save it for you as a link.
YouTube ain't shit.
But yeah, now they brought it back. So I'm going to show y'all what they had to say about the 4 families that run California. Let me go right here.
Pat Brown's father, Edmund Joseph Brown, was known for running scams and gambling operations in San Francisco. With the help of businessman William Newsom II, Pat Brown became governor of California for 2 terms. During his governorship, he awarded the Squaw Valley concession contract to William Newsom III and his partner.
Man, sit your ass down.
Dude, I already know what the fuck is going on. I don't need to see this video again.
John Pelosi. The deal was criticized for the state of California paying for everything and getting nothing. William Newsom III grew up with the governor's son, Jerry, who was training to be a Jesuit priest. John Pelosi's son, Paul, married Nancy D'Alessandro, daughter of Thomas D'Alessandro Jr., who was known for smuggling heroin into the U.S. with Lucky Luciano and the Baltimore Mafia. John Pelosi's son, Ron, married William Newsom's daughter, Barbara. Over ongoing disputes about the Squaw Valley concession, William Newsom Sr. threatened to hurt the governor politically, just as Governor Brown was running for a 3rd term against Ronald Reagan. He lost. But 8 years later, the former governor's Jesuit son, Jerry, reclaimed the governorship in 1974. He appointed William Newsom III to a Placer County judgeship in 1975, and 3 years later to the State Court of Appeal. William Newsom was an attorney for oil magnate J. Paul Getty, named in the 1966 Guinness Book of World Records as the world's richest private citizen. And while serving on the appellate bench in the 1980s, he helped Getty's son, Gordon, secure a change in state trust law that allowed him to claim his share of a multi-heir trust. After Newsom retired from the bench, he became administrator of the Getty Trust and provided seed money for his son Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi's nephew, to start the plump jack business that led to a career in San Francisco politics as mayor of San Francisco and lieutenant governor of the state of California. Gavin Newsom was informally adopted by the Gettys after his parents divorced, and recently succeeded family friend Jerry Brown to be the current governor of California. For 80 years, these 4 families have ruled over the state of California politically. And with the help of Kamala Harris, Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, and Dianne Feinstein, California's uncontrollable state government spending has amounted to over $2 trillion in debt and the highest tax rates in the country. The homelessness population is on the rise so much that a typhus outbreak has reached epidemic levels. Thousands of needles from illicit drugs litter the streets.
So yeah, we're going to probably put the rest of the video in the description. I just want to show that part. So as you can see, they are a literal mobster family. They literally have ties to the mob.
Yep.
And the Jesuits.
The Jesuits as well.
Do y'all know what the Jesuits are? That's pretty much the spy force for the Catholic Church, the
Yeah.
Pope. That's the Pope's very own CIA. It's secret. It's associated. You can associate it with the CIA or the MI6. Is it what's it called? The British MI6 or whatever it's called.
I believe so.
Whatever it's called. That's what the Jesuits represent. Let me show y'all a document by the Jesuits and what they believe. Let me show y'all this. This is the oath. Go ahead. What?
They have it all in one if you scroll down to the bottom.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Jesuit oath right here.
That's the original.
This is the original. This is a picture from a book, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, copy from a Divine Calendar, Volume 2, edited by Augusta Cook and published by Dank and Sons, 1960.
You gotta blow it up.
Yeah, this is the original.
That's the original, but you can also read it from the top.
He said, I am now in the presence of Almighty God, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the Blessed Michael, the Archangel, and the Blessed Saint John the Baptist, and my ghostly father and superior general of the Society of Jesus, founded by the Saint Ignace Loyola, do by the womb of the Virgin, swear that His Holiness and the Pope is Christ's vice regent, sorry, and is the true and only head of the Catholic and Universal Church. I do now renounce and disown any allegiance is due to any heretical king, prince, or state. That's presidents are included with that as well. Named Protestant or Protestant or liberal, or obedience to any of their laws or magistrates or officers. I do further declare the doctrine of the Church of England and Scotland and the Calvinists, Huguenots, and others in the name of the Protestant or liberal to be damnable and themselves to be damned. So that's part of the oath. But I want to show you a particular part right here. I do further promise and declare that I will, when opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants, and Masons, as I am directed to do, to exterminate them from the face of the whole earth, and I will spare neither age, sex, nor condition, and I will burn, hang, waste, boil, flay, peel the skin off, strangle, bury alive these infamous heretics, open up the stomachs and wounds of their women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls in order to annihilate their race. That when the same cannot be done openly, I will secretly use the poison cup, the strangulation cord, the steel of the poniard, or the leading bullet. Now, you know what that's comparable to?
Black man getting shot. Putting hot lead in people's ass.
Regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, or authority of the person, whatever be their condition in life, either public or private, as I am any time may be directed to do so by any agent of the Pope or superior of the Brotherhood of the Holy Faith of the Society of Jesus. So they took an oath to be spies, and they're willing to kill anyone. This is their real oath. Now I want to show you something else. They immediately compared it, see right here, torturing and death or burning. Well, guess who they did that to? May 16, 1916, after cutting off the fingers, ears, and toes of an Aborigine. You see that word? The hybrid outbound European crowd burned Jesse Washington's body. Shouts of delight went up from the thousands of throats, wrote the Waco Times Herald. You see what it just called a black person?
This is of the Americas, not of Australia.
Aborigine. Okay. Torture and death by hanging. Who was getting hanged? From 1877 to 1950, more than 4,400 Aborigine men, women, and children were lynched by hybrid European mobs. According to the Equal Justice Initiative, Aborigine people were shot, skinned, burned alive, bludgeoned, and hanged from trees. Lynchings were often conducted within sight of the institution of justice on the lawns of courthouses. Torture and death by strangulation. May 25th, 2020, Aborigine George Floyd was murdered by mercenary Derek Chauvin of the Minnesota Police Corporation by pressing his knee on the victim's neck while handcuffed and pleading for air. 2014, Eric Garner was murdered by New York mercenary police, choking him to death. Flay, peel the skin off or alive. Impale, pierce or transfix with a sharp instrument. Butcher, cut up with victim while victim is alive. Death by leading bullet. 2015, we saw Walter Scott get shot in the back and they lied. Torture by terror. We saw where they were sticking dolls on people and stuff.
In
Death
the
by
1960
genocide
civil
of
rights
babies.
movement.
Huh?
I'm just saying it was a 1960 civil rights movement.
Yeah. Aboriginal babies and small children being sued as being used as alligator bait. Below is a rare photo of a young boy tied to a tree where his lower body is in a gator's mouth. The second photo is the advertisement.
And this would you have certain news outlets. I'm not gonna say any names, or people in general say America had morals up until the last 60 or 80 years. And I'm like, well, what the hell were they doing to black people for the past 400 years?
Well, if that's morals.
When that using black babies as alligator bait, how more evil can you be?
I mean, if that's the morals, then damn. I can only imagine what amoral is for you. It's good Lord. But yeah, you see here, speaking of another topic that just happened, we talked about crazy stuff our people went through. That guy called us Aborigine. We know what his political system is, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Virginia removes 12-ton Robert E. Lee statue from Richmond's Monument Avenue. I got to ask a question. Is this a win for black people?
No, it's not. Why would I care if they remove a statue of Robert E. Lee? Some people will say, well, this is America. There are black Americans are here. It reminds us of the torture and the things our ancestors had to go through. So we want it removed. But when you do that, you're eliminating history, and then history can be rewritten in a positive light for them.
Well, they're already doing that.
Yeah, if you think that's why they don't want this whole big thing about what's it called?
Critical race theory.
Critical race theory out there, because they say it make white people look bad. But okay, let's say we get rid of
themselves.
Yeah, let's say we get rid of all the statues. We get rid of all, the George Washington route. Then what? 80, 60, 80 years from now, slavery never happened.
Well, no, it's gonna be in books.
But they're removing slavery out of books and putting indentured servers.
Well, they're not taking the people out of the books.
But they're not calling them slaves. They're calling them servants.
I'm talking about the generals and stuff. They're still in books.
Well, they're gonna say it wasn't a slave rebellion. It was a servant rebellion. Doesn't that sound different from versus you saying I had a servant versus I had slaves? It's less harsher.
Yeah, let's see what they had to say.
Oh, wait a minute. He had to pump the crowd up to tell them, say, woo! He had to give them the cue. Fake news. See, this is when you know somebody's kingdom
has fallen. But what are you gonna put there now?
Oh, they'll put it in a museum.
No, I'm saying what are you gonna put there? Are you gonna replace the statue or leave it there? Leave it blank.
They're gonna put Harriet Tubman there.
You've been on the $20 bill for 5 years.
They're gonna put Frederick Douglass there.
Yeah, I don't see this as much of a win for us.
But who championed Robert E. Lee's statue removal?
Who do you think?
Wasn't it the NAACP?
Yeah.
Now, they're more worried about getting a statue removed instead of focusing on that damn HR 40 bill that has gone nowhere.
Well, what they really focus on is getting immigrants in the country.
Yeah.
That's
I guarantee you can go on the damn NAACP or not NAACP. I'll say Congressional Black Caucus, and they'll already have something probably talking about the Afghan people that's coming here. But ain't talking about no reparations.
You know, I saw something that said Biden. First, we're gonna talk about this. Devon Henry, owner of the construction company that took down a massive statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee in Richmond, Virginia, hugs his mom following the state statue's removal.
That's his mom?
Yes.
I thought that was his girl. Mom looked good for her age. Because I thought that was your girl. I didn't know that was your mom.
Look, man, I don't want to have to say it. But why is it?
You wanted to hug his father?
No.
Oh.
But why is your mama there? Because you removed the statue.
I guess he wanted to celebrate this moment with his mama.
I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. And of course, they wrote a whole article about it. He hugged his mama because he took down a statue. That's his reparation. That's such a moment of such glee and happiness, and
it's a moment they bonded over, I suppose.
They bonded.
I'm just being I'm just saying random things people might think.
You talking bullshit. Yeah. Just saying random things. Yeah, random. Because it ain't even random. Because it's bullshit.
You have a problem with this man hugging his mama?
I don't have no problem with that man hugging his mama. I have a problem with hugging his mama because he took down a statue.
Oh, you want me to just hug his mama just because?
Yeah, love your mama, but damn. Look at this. This is what he should be mad about. He hugging his mama while this is happening. Biden asked for funding to help bring 95,000 Afghans.
I thought it was 20.
Oh, the price went up, baby. Look at this. Oh, hell no. Chill out. Biden administration is planning to ask Congress for funding to bring.
So wait a minute. I hate to interrupt you. Biden is asking Congress to give him money to help bring 95 Afghans to America and assist them.
95,000. Make sure you put that 1,000 on there.
95,000 Afghan Americans and assist them in resettling them. But he just ended unemployment.
Yep.
And people
the eviction moratorium.
And people will argue that people are hiring, but let's take into accountability that these people are hiring are requiring that you be vaccinated.
So just going. I think I know where you're going. Are they bringing Afghans over here to be the new workforce?
Yes, they are. And who are they replacing?
Niggas.
And where do they want niggas to remain?
At the bottom.
At the bottom. This is why when the ADUS movement says we don't care who is at the bottom, we don't want to be at the bottom anymore. Why can't them Afghans coming over here be at the bottom?
Nah. The White House is already asking for $6.4 billion.
Whoa. But they could not give you that amount of money when you were at. Hold on. We asked for $2,400 for our STEMI, and they only gave us $1,800. They still owe us $600.
Yeah, Biden owed, what is it? How much he owed?
He owed us $600 still.
No, he owed $2,000. He gave you $600. He owed you $2,000.
No. How much did Trump get? Trump gave us $1,800, and Biden gave us what?
He was supposed to give you $2,000, but gave you $600.
But he gave you $600.
He said it counts with that, and it counts $2,000. No.
No.
$1,200.
$1,200.
Trump gave you $1,200. He said he gave you the $600, and that goes to the $2,000.
So Biden still owes
No.
Whatever. We know that Biden owed. We'll get the numbers right.
The math is wrong.
We just heated right now because of this. We don't like to report fake news. However, Biden still owes us money that he did not give us because they said they did not have enough money to do that.
Let him walk away. He just gone. That
Do you know how
$6.4
bad
billion can be used towards that?
infrastructure? You know how, not even just that. You know how bad the bridges and stuff need to be repaired, how bad the roads are. Come down here to the south.
Yeah.
They got fucking, they've taken concrete or something and just put little zigzags on the road.
Yeah.
There is a lot of infrastructure that needs to be improved, and we could just forget about that part. The homeless people.
Yeah.
That ties into the eviction
Moratorium,
that has ended,
Yeah.
which is going to create more homelessness.
People, yeah. But the White House is asking for $6.4 billion through a continuing resolution to fund ongoing efforts to get allies and other vulnerable Afghans out of the country. Senior administration officials said those funds would be helped bring 65,000 Afghans to the U.S. by the end of September, as well as another 30,000 who may come over the course of the next year.
No, they're going to be here before next year because they need them votes for the election.
Yeah, they brave. They brave, man.
The American people should be in complete outrage that you are asking for Congress to help you. And some of us are in dire need ourselves.
Yeah. This is the last thing we're going to talk about right here.
Was you start recording?
Huh?
Oh.
Okay, we're going to talk about this. Opted why California's Slavery Reparations Task Force had the power to transform us all. You would think this right here would be the biggest thing the NAACP and stuff would be talking about.
No, they worried about Robert E. Lee statues and shit being taken down.
Unless your school will not even go through all of this. So they're talking about, they have a committee out there, or not a committee, I'm sorry. They have a task force out in California to, I guess you could say, study the effects that history in America has affected Black Americans and how reparations would help and all the other stuff. Yeah. So I'll post this article in the comments section. Do you think this right here would be the bigger discussion right here? This is what you would think we would expect from our Black leaders. But yeah, we got them talking about Afghans and statues. And you should get vaccinated.
And vaccination, worried about Hispanic people and
oh yeah, they still pushing that
Dream Act and all other sorts of shit. So that's what we should be focusing on. That damn reparations, which is the prize.
Last thing. I said last thing a while ago, but this should be the last thing. This is going to be a quick thing to say this. The final act of the U.S. war in Afghanistan was a drone strike in Kabul that killed 10 people. Our latest investigation shows how a man the military saw as an imminent threat, an ISIS facilitator, was asking aid to work and returning to his family. So this article, I already read it. This is just the post he put on Twitter. Basically, one of the dudes, they called him a terrorist and he was just a regular person. They killed an innocent man.
So now they're trying to get these people in the country to...
No. They killed this innocent man. Remember they were saying how they bombed somebody because of the bombing at Kabul airport? And they said, we got him back. He's one of the people they killed. And he didn't do anything. Even though we kind of ignore the fact that Barack Obama killed a 14-year-old and his daughter and his sister a couple months later when he found her. Killed the whole family. Obama droned the whole family. And it's just like, American citizens, by the way. Obama just droned the whole family. Obama loved droning Sudan. Was that also not Ethiopia? Sudan, yeah. He loved droning Sudan. But we don't talk about
maybe
how
he knew something we didn't know. That's why he loved droning Sudan.
I don't know. He loved bombing people. It's his favorite pastime. He just loved it.
Oh, our cousin did say he whooped Obama ass too.
Oh yeah.
Those are the top two, Trump and Obama.
He said Biden don't care. He said I don't care about Obama. I mean, I'm sorry, Biden.
I think because Biden is old and senile, and it would just be pointless. I guess he wants somebody who actually think would throw hands with him as well.
I think Trump would throw hands. Trump would throw back.
I think Obama would throw hands too.
Nah, I don't know. Obama would start slapping his wrist. I don't know.
I try to lure him.
Oh, you see what? Hold on. Obama sent. Speaking of slapping wrist, Obama sent a gift to Little Nas X.
If this don't confirm what we've been saying about Barack Obama since the second term, because he had us fooled the first term.
He got his first time.
If this don't confirm what we've been saying about Barack Obama and his alleged affairs, with men, then I don't know what to say.
So Barack Obama sent baby shower gifts to Little Nas X, who's doing this fake pregnancy thing for his album.
That's his way of telling Little Nas X to slide through. I put another one in you. I put another baby in you.
He can't, bruh.
Sick. You see how sick I'm talking? This is how sick they are. This man talking about he pregnant, and I'm talking about Barack Obama saying he gonna slide. This is where it's sliding through. Tell you put another one in him. Sick society.
Yeah, sick.
If this does not confirm what we have been saying about Barack Obama and the rumors of him, we're not going to talk about Chicago, where he killed two black male church members.
Yeah.
Because they were allegedly
going to expose them.
And
the mama said that they covered it up. That was their mama said. The mama.
Why would a straight man
do this?
Participate in this foolishness?
We know why, but it ain't straight. But the dude on this post said, this isn't surprising either. Barack Obama
bid on the booty trade.
I'm sorry, it wasn't a big dude. It was a woman. I'm sorry. Look at this. I want to show y'all this too.
Propaganda.
And look at this. Baby Alive now has a little black boy on the side of it holding a white baby doll. Now,
why
are they using
a black little boy?
Why are they using a boy first off?
Holding a white doll.
Yeah.
That's a girl.
Yeah.
Now we could go two angles with this. We can go them trying to push the homosexuality onto the black little boy holding this white doll, or we can go to them pushing interracial dating and viewing whiteness once again as better and more attractive.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this shit. Now where is there should be outrage from black women.
You don't know. Unfortunately, our sisters support this. They support the gay,
I would, but
not all.
Not all.
Yeah.
You know what? You should have to say all. Hit dog holla. We're not talking about all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder how it would be if this was a black little girl holding this white baby doll.
They'd be talked about.
This would make national news.
Not national news, but definitely be all over black Twitter and black YouTube. Definitely.
The outrage. Some
talked about this, but you know what it is. The dude who posted this had comments. He said, hold on. He said, saw this in Walmart today in the kids section. This is attacking on young black boys. Why is a young black boy holding a white baby doll? The agenda is in front of our eyes. And somebody responded with, Baby Alive is out here trying to buck break little black boys now. They try to say it's not an agenda with their lying asses. Another quick thing I want to show y'all right quick. This is the last thing. This is the officially last thing.
They said, nigga, you been saying it's the last thing for 5 minutes.
This is the last thing right here. Top FBI official in charge of crimes against children arrested for sex crimes against children. I ain't think much.
Well, it all ties in. I'm gonna go be the head of this thing so I can control it and I'll never get caught.
This shows you why Jeffrey Epstein got off. Why the guy over in England, the Prince, what's his
Andrew?
name? Prince Andrew getting off. They're not investigating him. The FBI.
The whole thing with Ghislaine Maxwell. We haven't heard about that.
What about the Weiner guy?
Anthony
Weiner, the New York dude,
but
whose wife was who was directly worked for Hillary Clinton.
There's emails that tie those two together.
Who had direct connection with Epstein.
Yep. On that damn plane.
The FBI didn't do no investigation.
But
yet, the man in charge of it was touching children.
And this doesn't mean that you should not. R. Kelly should not be held accountable. But he's all over the front page.
All over. The Black News Channel can't stop uploading on him. Didn't make but 2 damn videos.
Well, and then they're gonna say, well, it's a Black News Channel, so we have to report on.
Well, there was black men that were allegedly
Getting bucked by Ed Buck.
Ed Buck. They made 2 videos on Ed Buck. They can't stop talking about R. Kelly. But
Well, once again, tear down the black male image and uplift the black female image on the network. I said it.
Yeah, we said it. But anyway, man, that's it on that.
Told you that network won't shit.
Anyway, man, y'all
Ain't never
stay
gonna
safe.
be shit.
Here he go. Y'all be safe, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. We do have a Facebook now, which we rarely upload on, but we really, really appreciate it if you have a Facebook to go and follow the page, Lost in Seattle TV. Should be easy to find. I'll link it in the description if you need it. Yeah, you can follow Twitter if you want. Lost in Seattle. No, on Twitter you can type in Duke from NC or Lost in Seattle TV. You should find us. We trying to be more active on social media. It just ain't for me, but I'm gonna try. I'll repost some stuff and keep y'all up to date on what we're gonna do with the channel going forward.
You ain't gonna see nothing but my name on social media.
But yeah, man, y'all be safe. All praise to the Most High, and peace, man.